by what I mean by reorder it is put the highest exponents to the lowest exponents. So I would put the negative 8x to the third first, followed by the positive 60x squared, followed by the 32x. Okay? Now I know the method we did on Friday was called grouping, but you can't start grouping yet because, again, I'm going to keep harping on this. You've got to look for a GCF first. So if you guys have calculators on you and you need to use them, use them. But I'm looking for the biggest number that goes into 8, 60, and 32. Biggest number that goes into 8, 30, and 62. Okay? So let's find it here together. Here we go. 7. Will, go ahead. When you find that number, Will, let me know. 8, 60, and 32. 4. Good. And now I'm going to do a little something else here. I don't know how about you guys, but I hate when that leading term is negative. So I'm going to take out the negative too. And Will, I'm going to go back to you here. Sorry. Is there anything else you want to take out? The x. Good job. So overall, I'm going to take out negative 4x. All right, I'm going to ask somebody what's left now. Remember, when you take out a GCF, guys, you are dividing all the numbers. So if you need a calculator right now, get one. Here we go, 11. Liz, what's left now if I take out a negative 4x?
2x squared.
Oh. Sorry, watch your signs, right? You took out a negative 4, right? So negative. Remember, Liz, this is division, right? So you're doing 60 divided by 4.
I don't like the calculator.
Are you working on your Chromebook?
Yeah.
Okay. See the little circle in the down in the left-hand corner?
15.
15. There we go. 15x. And then what's my last term here?
-8.
-8. Nice work. Okay, everyone else, we're good there? Now we're going to group with what's inside. Okay, we're going to group in what's inside. And remember, when we group, our goal is the following. We're going to take the middle term and make it into 2 different terms. Everything else stays the same. Okay, when we group, we're going to take the middle term and turn it into 2 different terms. Okay, and do we remember what happened on Friday? Right, do we remember what happened on Friday? What's the first step to grouping? Even before I worry about those 2 middle terms. What was the first step we did in grouping? Here we go. Number 1. Bassett, go ahead. You remember the first step, Bassett?
Multiply 2 to negative 8.
Nice job, kid. Nice job. Multiply your A and your C value. What do you get when you multiply those two?
Negative 16.
Good. All right, here's what we're going to fill those 2 middle terms in with. 2 numbers. 2 that multiply to negative 16, but add to negative 15 in the middle. So think about numbers now. Multiply to negative 16, but add to negative 15. When you come up with those numbers, let me know. Here you go, 15. Eliana, when you're ready. Great job. Negative 16x, positive 1x. And they can flip-flop too. They don't have to come in that order, by the way. As long as it's negative 16 and positive x somewhere. Now it's time to group. You got 4 terms now. Let's group them. First 2, last 2. Looking for something to take out of the first grouping. What can I take out of the first grouping? Here you go, 11. Liz, back to you. You're on fire today. Let's roll. What can I take out of the first grouping?
2x.
Nice job. What's left?
X minus 8.
Good work. Good work. Can I fool anybody on the next one? Can I fool anybody on the next one? 9, going back. Hunter, here we go. What can I take out of the next one?
You can take out a 1 1.
1, couldn't fool them. Good. Take out a 1, and what's still left?
2x plus 1. Or
Watch your mouth.
x minus 8.
X minus 8. Good. Don't stop. Don't stop. That's not the last step to grouping. We got to get our 2 parentheses at the end. 16. Catherine, what's in common in both sides that I could take out? Yep. And then what's left over for the second parenthesis? 2x plus 1. One more question, Catherine. Why is this not correct? What did I forget?
Never mind. The 4x.
Yep. I forgot. Bring down your GCF. There you go. Look good? This is like teaching in front of nobody again. Questions? Anything else? Okay, so that's grouping. We're all good. I'm going to move on to a new topic now. Going? Okay, you guys at home, either on your Chromebook or right next to you, make sure you have a graphing calculator. Okay? Yep. Thanks, Nick. All right, here we go. You see my guy right there from Michigan? He doesn't come up too often right there. You guys are lucky today. He hides a lot. All right, we're going to start talking about some fractions. First thing is, what's this word mean here? Undefined. I'm sure you've heard of it before. Maybe not remember. Undefined. Everyone go to your calculator right now. Type in any number you want right now into your calculator. Any number you want. You can get as crazy as you'd like. And then divided by, hit your division symbol. And then everybody put a 0 in for me, a 0. And then hit enter. And your calculator is telling you there's an error. Undefined. Cannot divide by 0, right? That's what so I'll do 9 divided by 0. That's what my calculator is telling me. It's basically saying you're embarrassment. You can't divide by 0. Okay? That's what undefined means. All right? Undefined means denominator equal to 0. Okay? That's what it means. Your denominator is equal to 0. So anytime you guys hear the word undefined, think denominator. I don't care about the top. I could care less what's in the top. It's the bottom. What makes the bottom equal to 0? All right? So let's go to this first example. I got 5 over x squared. I am asking you guys, what number could I plug in for x that makes the bottom undefined, makes it 0? So what number could I plug into the bottom here? What number in for x that makes the entire denominator 0? And I'm not asking for greatness here. All right, what do you guys think? What number could I square and get 0? 5? Ella? Almost.
Would it just be 0?
Oh, you're here, sorry. What is it?
Would it just be 0?
Just be 0, yeah. It would just be x equals 0. That's it. Nothing fancy. You plug 0 in and square it, you're going to get 0, and you can't divide by 0. Little bit more tricky for number 2. Again, I don't care about what's on top. It's what's on the bottom. So what number on the bottom could I plug in for x that gives me 0? And it's not 0 anymore. It's a new number. So what do you guys think? What number could I plug in x at the bottom to get 0? 1. Bassett, what do you think? What number could I easily plug in there?
6.
Yeah, done. 6 minus 6 would give me 0 on the bottom. And that would make it undefined. So 1 and 2, no big deal. But now number 3, we get tricky. Because I got x squared plus x minus 20. And the only way we could do it right now is maybe we start throwing numbers out and checking. Would 3 work? Would 12 work? Would 10 work? And start checking in the calculator to see if we get 0. There's got to be a better way than that. Okay? What number do we want in the bottom? 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to take what's in the denominator, x squared plus x minus 20, and we're going to see when it's equal to 0. When is that equal to 0? And guess what we're going to do with x squared plus x minus 20? What's been the topic the last 3 days? Factoring. We're going to factor that right now. Okay? And this is the point. This is what I was telling you guys at the beginning of class today. This is where we got to be. Okay? We don't have time anymore to just stop and say, all right, what method are we looking at here? 3 terms, there's a 1 out in front. So you guys right now should be thinking about numbers that multiply to this, but add to this. Okay, let's do this. Got to be able to factor this. If not, you guys know periods 3, 7, and 8 and after school every day. I'll help you out to no end, but you got to ask for it first. All right, what are the numbers you're plugging in there? 9. Hunter, what numbers did you find?
Positive 5 and negative 4.
Good. Numbers multiply to negative 20, but add to 1. Good. All right, but I need, factoring's great, but I need x equals, remember. You got to give me x equals. All right, so you guys may remember this from your Algebra 1 days. I know, I always drew a line down the middle. You set one of them equal to 0 and solve, and you set the other one equal to 0 and solve. So you're actually going to get 2 values of x right here. 2 values of x. $14, here we go. Abigail, what are my 2 values of x that would make it undefined? X equals?
-5.
Great. Sorry, I didn't hear your second answer. Sorry. At -5 and?
4.
4. Great job. So 2 numbers that would make it 0. All right, I asked you guys to get out your calculators or on your Chromebooks. I realize right now some of you may not be confident in your factoring abilities. I realize that. So there's a way you can check after you're done if it's really undefined or not. Okay, everyone ready? I am going to show you a button on the calculator that we are going to live by for the year. Okay? What was one of the answers we got again? -5, all right? Let's see if -5 really makes this fraction undefined. So what we're going to do, we're going to type in the answer we got, -5. So everyone in their calculator, type in -5, the negative sign, not the subtraction sign. And we're going to use this key now. Everyone see to the left of the 1, it says STO, S-T-O, that's short for store. So we're going to take -5 and store it in for, what was the variable we're working with in this problem? X. Guys, remember how to get X? Near the alpha, press enter. So your calculator will store -5 in for X. And now I go back to my original problem. Everyone remember our fraction, 2x minus 5? I'm going to type that in the calculator and see if it's undefined. Do you guys remember how to get the fraction button from last year? That's huge. Some of you may not. No? Alpha y equals, everybody at home, alpha y equals. And then I just want you to type that fraction in that we started with in problem 3. So 2x minus 5 on top. And I'm hoping I get an error, because if I do, -5 is an answer. If I get something else other than an error, I did something wrong. X squared. What is that? Plus x. Plus x minus 20. I cross my fingers. Yes, I got an error. That means I did it correctly. Okay? Now, but we got another answer, right? Which was what? +4? Okay, let's check that, but you'll see we can go a lot quicker now checking it. Watch. So I'm going to go back. Okay, I got an error. You can quit. Now I'm going to say take 4. Hit your 4 button. Store, S-T-O, in for X. Now it's going to put 4 in there. But most of you don't have to retype this whole thing. You could just almost copy and paste it if you go up. Most of you, I think, can go up, highlight it, and copy it back down instead of retyping it. Look at that. Fancy. You guys are going to learn so many calculator tricks from me. And then enter. Boom. I got it. All right. Please follow along when I show you all this calculator stuff because this will get you to pass the Regents in January. Trust me. So we all good? Those two were good to go. Woo! Last one, number 4. What's going to make that undefined? I have no idea. I'm not going to guess and check, but I will take my denominator and set it equal to 0. Do not worry about the top. Oh, everyone stop before you factor. Hold on. I got another trick for you. Has anybody ever told you guys how many answers to expect just by looking at this? Like, I already know how many answers I'm going to get just by looking at this. Nobody ever showed you that? What is the highest exponent up there right now? 3. You should get 3 answers. You should get 3 answers at the end. Watch, ready? Last problem. What was the highest exponent?
2.
And we got 2 answers. Okay, whatever the highest exponent is, that's how many answers you should end up getting. All right, first step. I need to factor this. X cubed minus 16x. How do you want to factor this? 6. Mason, what's your first step to factoring this?
Looking for GCF, which there isn't.
There's not. You sure?
Oh no, the X.
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead. You take out the x, and what's left?
X squared minus 16.
Got it.
Then we raise the X squared into X plus 4, X minus 4.
Good. Took it right out of my mouth there. X squared minus 16, difference of 2 perfect squares. X minus 4, X plus 4. Good work. Good work. There we go. Some of you may see 2 answers, but you're like, how are you going to get a third answer? All right, ready? So the first thing I'm going to do is take X plus 4, set it equal to 0. And I get X equals negative 4 is one of my answers. Next up, X minus 4 equals 0. So you guys are going to get X equals 4. And ready for where your third answer comes from. I still haven't set this X equal to 0 yet. So I'm just going to say X equals 0. Okay, when you take that GCF out, go ahead, set it equal to 0. Because that may, you don't have to go to your calculator, just take a quick look. Plug 0 into the denominator. 0 cubed minus 16 times 0 is just going to be 0. You don't need to go to the calc for that. Okay? All you guys good? Questions, comments, any concerns? Okay, so undefined, we're good. Because I got one other topic here. By the way, we're going to split this notes into 2 days. We're not going to do all these notes today. All right, we're going to split it into 2 days. So undefined was the first topic. Next topic, reducing a fraction. That's got variables in it. Curtains. Anybody just see that? Curtains. This isn't on your packet anywhere. I just got an elementary school question to ask you guys. Elementary school question. You guys remember back in the day, your teacher would ask you to simplify or reduce 10 over 25. Remember back in the day? And you guys would go, oh, find the biggest number that goes into both, which would be 5. And you guys go, all right. 5 goes into 10 twice. 5 goes into 25 5 times. So it's 2/5. Remember those days? That's what we're going to do now, except now I have variables. Okay, now I got variables. All right, so here we go. Number 5, reduce it. Reduce the numbers first. Negative 2 over 8. You guys can reduce those. Negative 2 over 8. What's negative 2 over 8 reduced down to? 7. Will, what do you got for me? What's negative 2 over 8 reduced down to?
Oh, shit. Give me a second. 0.25. Negative 0.25?
Can I have it as a fraction?
Um,
Or am I asking too much?
no, it's,
I do agree negative 0.25, but I got to have it as a fraction.
sorry, negative 1/4.
Yep. Will, I'm actually glad you struggled a little bit with that. because I'm going to show everybody right now. If you are struggling to reduce numbers, again, another calculator trick never taught to you guys, your calculator will reduce it for you. So say you start panicking and you're like, oh boy, -2/8, I don't know what it reduces to. Just plug -2/8 in your calculator. Everyone ready for magic? There you go, get out of here. Okay, it'll reduce any fraction for you. Okay, so if you ever have larger numbers than what we have now, please do that. All right, so I got -1/4. All right, here we go. 3. Anna, you ready? You don't even know what my question is. How many x's on top?
4.
4, because I got an exponent of 4. How many on the bottom?
4.
4. So what do you think they're going to do to each other? See them. They're gone. X's are gone. Don't even put them in. You're not off the hook yet. How many y's on top? I got 2 y's on top. How many on the bottom? 4. So not all of them will cancel. A couple will cancel. How many y's are going to be left? Where are they going to be located? Yeah, because remember, you had more on the bottom. So the 2 that are left over will also be on the bottom. Done. That was nice, huh? That was nice. Any questions there? Because, yeah, it's going to get more complicated than that. Sorry. All right, what's new about number 6? Because I don't want to start reducing yet. We cannot start reducing. Anybody know why we can't start reducing? What's new to you guys on number 6? Or what do you think I got to take care of? 7, here we go. Will, what do you think I got to take care of? Even if you think it's as simple as heck, what do you think I got to take care of, Will? What's new up there, Will?
I can't tell you right now.
Well, what do you see there that wasn't in number 5?
I don't know what to call parentheses.
Yeah, that's all I'm looking for, Will. You're right. Parentheses. We got to get rid of those first before we start crossing anything out. All right, we got to get rid of the parentheses. So everyone see the squared on the outside? That squared gets put to the 2 and to the x. I don't want to call it distributive property because it's not, but you can think of it. So here you go. 2 squared is 4. And then I got to square the x to get x squared. So that gets rid of that parenthesis. Next. Yep, just like I did on top. That 3's got to get ready. Applied to the 4 and applied to the 2. I'm going to save people the embarrassment before I call on somebody. 4 raised to the 3rd is not 12. Okay, 4 to the 3rd is not 12. Let's figure out what it is, please. 4 to the 3rd. 9. Hunter, what's 4 to the 3rd?
64.
64. Not off the hook yet. You remember from your Algebra 1 days, because you better. When I have 2 to the 3rd, what do I do with the 2 and the 3? Do you remember?
You multiply.
Darn right you do. So it's x to the
6.
6th. All right, there we go. Now we can start reducing. Once I got rid of the parentheses, we can start reducing. Remember what I just told Will. If you guys are going to struggle doing 4/64, put it in your calculator to reduce it. All right, who's going to reduce with me? 11. Here we go. Liz, ready? What'd you find 4/64 reduces down to?
16.
Yep, so 1/16, right? Liz, how many x's on top?
2.
How many on the bottom?
6.
Okay, they're not all going to cross out. How many are going to be left?
4.
Where?
The bottom.
Okay, great job. Guys, you're doing some hardcore math. Whew. Anything else from you guys here at home? Questions? Because this is going to be a little bit different now for 7 and 8 to end the class. Okay, buckle up. What's different from number 7 than the last 2? What's different in number 7 than the last 2 we did? I'm not looking for anything crazy. Just a simple difference between the two? 15. Eliana, can you see any simple differences between the two? Number 7 and numbers 5 and 6?
More than one X value on the bottom of the
Yep. So I got what? 3 terms on the bottom, 2 on top. And Eliana, I'm not going to get you off the hook yet. What operation did I always do in numbers 5 and 6? What operation? I'm meaning add, subtract, multiply, divide. What did I always do? Divide and multiply, right? What am I doing? What did I add in number 7 now?
Addition.
Yeah, there's addition and subtraction now. Okay, addition and subtraction. And if anybody thinks they're clever, oh, I got this covered. That's an x squared. That's an x squared. I'm good. Absolutely not. All right? That is what I call an embarrassment to the math community. Okay? And you should get out of here right away. Stay 6 feet apart, but get out of here right away. Okay? No. Anytime there's subtraction or addition in the problem, I just can't cross off right away. You are going to factor first. Look to factor anything you can. On top, we can factor. So when there's addition and subtraction, do not cross out. Factor first. On top, what can you do first to factor on top? 12. Here you go. Daniel, what can I do first to factor on top?
You can take out the x.
Nice job. Go ahead, do so. What's left?
7 minus x.
Nice job. On the bottom, we can also factor. 3 terms. Number out in front is 1. You guys know the deal already. Let's go. You know the deal. If not, if you don't know the deal here, you got to get help. I know that's hard to say and hard to hear and hard to do, but you got to get help. Looking for 2 numbers here that do a little something, something. $10. Caroline, what are my 2 numbers, Caroline?
-3 and -7.
Be confident, Caroline. You're correct.
Thing.
Be confident. You got this. All right, so everything's factored. Now I look to cross out. What are you allowed to cross out? Something that is the same in the top that's the same on the bottom. A bottom and a top that are the same. I don't see anything that's the same, though. And what I mean by the same is you can't cross off just those X's or those 7s. That's not going to work. You got to cross off the whole thing if you're going to cross it off. I do not see anything that's the same on the top and the bottom. I really want to cross off those 2. I really do, because they almost look the same, don't they? But they're not. But can I still do something with them? Yes, I can. Ready? What's the sign on the 7 here on top? That's a positive 7. What's it on the bottom? Negative. So aren't the 7s opposite each other? And look at the X's that they're with. What's the X on top? Negative. And the X on the bottom is positive. So these 2 right here are what we call opposites. Okay? They are opposites of each other. All right? If you need to use your calculator for this, go ahead. I don't think you will need to, though. Here's a couple easy mathematical questions. 5 divided by -5. Anybody? -1. Okay, really, I'm going to kick it up a notch. 31 divided by -31. -1. What am I trying to tell you? If you divide 2 opposites, what are you left over with? A -1. When you have divide 2 opposites, what are you left over with? -1. Okay, everyone see that at home. You divide 2 opposites, you can get rid of them, but you got to be left with a -1. Where you put it is up to you. We can go put it in the numerator, the denominator, but never both. So I'll put it right here. All right, what are we left? Because I don't think I can cross out anything else. Nothing else is the same or opposites. All right, so what are we left with here? Now we got to rewrite our final answer. Here we go. 8. Colin, here we go. What are we left with on top? Colin in the house?
Just an X.
What type of x?
Negative X?
Yep, because -1 times x. I'm left with a negative x. And what's still left on the bottom, Colin?
X minus 3.
Quick question, Colin. You think I can cross off those x's?
No.
No, because you're not an embarrassment. Good. Good work. Anything you guys want to ask? Going? Okay, one more, and that's it. One more. And I'll be pretty close to perfect timing. Remember what we talked about. You got to do something with the parentheses, right? Remember we talked about number 6? Got to do something. But hey, we don't see the minus sign in between, everybody? X minus 1. I cannot do this. That's a no. Only when it's multiplication like I had here. All right? So instead, if there's an exponent of a 2, get out of here. If there's an exponent of a 2, how many of these do I have? 2 of them. So rewrite it twice. So x minus 1 and another x minus 1. Just rewrite it twice. Again, you can't distribute that 2 because there's a minus sign. And your eye should be lighting up on the bottom. Do something with it. Do something with it. 2 minus 2x. There's a reason why we spent those 3 days factoring. Whew, 16. Catherine, what do you want to do at the bottom? Talk to me.
Take out a 2.
Yep. And what are you going to be left with?
X.
Oh, hold on. Remember, you took a 2 from a 2. What do we always talk? What's left?
Oh.
Not a 0, but
1.
1. Yep. Minus
1x.
1x. Yep. Good. Here we go. 8. Colin, back to you. Is anything the exact same on the top and bottom so I can cross it out? Anything the exact... What?
Minus 1.
Are those aren't the exact same though, right? You agree with
We
me?
can flip them.
What do you mean? I haven't flipped anything today.
I mean,
All I'm asking, Colin, ready? Stay with me. Is there anything on top that's the exact same on the bottom to cross out?
no.
No. So you can't cross out anything yet. But, how are x minus 1 and 1 minus x related? They're one of each other. What did we talk about in number 7 with 7 minus x and x minus 7? We called them
Opposites.
opposite. So you can cross them out, Colin.
Yeah.
But what are you going to be left with?
X minus 1 on top.
Okay, hold on. Back up. When you cross, I just can't cross these 2 and that's it. I'm left over with something when you cross out 2 opposites. What number am I left over with when I cross out 2 opposites?
The 2 on the bottom.
A what? A what on the bottom?
2.
Okay, we're missing something here. Look back at number 7, Colin. Do you see how I crossed out 7 minus x and x minus 7? But I was left over with a number. What number was I left over with?
Negative X.
Not negative x, -1. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go back to number 8, you cross off x minus 1 and 1 minus x. Those are opposites. So what number am I still left over with?
Negative 1.
Yes. Do you want to put it on the top or the bottom?
Top.
Okay. Some of you guys might want to put it on the bottom. That's fine too. Okay, so what are we left with? -1. So you can just put the negative. X minus 1 over 2. Some of you guys may have that negative on the 2 on the bottom. That's fine. That's fine. Leave it there. But do you guys see when you cross out opposites, cross them out, but put a -1 somewhere? We all see that.
So how would it be if you put it on the bottom?
If you put it on the bottom,
Yeah.
we would have x minus 1 over -2.
Okay.
Yep. Don't put it in both, though.
So you're literally just moving the sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Don't put it in both, though, because it'll become positive.
Could you distribute the -1 to x and
Yeah, that's fine. I'd accept that, too. Yep. Okay, anybody else? Questions? Okay, before you guys go to the homework section. At the bottom. Because we're only doing half of it. Please draw a line. Sorry, guys. Draw a line after 15 through 19 odd. So page 530, number 2, page 533, 15 through 19 odd, draw that line. Don't do the last 4 problems. Okay, so 15 through 19 odd is the last problem you're doing tonight. Okay, I'll take questions tomorrow, and then we have another individual assignment I'm going to give you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. That was fun. 4 of us.
It's different.
It is. It's going to take some getting used to. Have a good day, guys. Well, it would be nice if I didn't have to worry about those guys. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
You know they opened up barbershops, like they're not shut down yet. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's like I'm a beard.
Maybe a little. Oh my god,
You got the beard going.
that's just
been a long
that's
quarantine.
disgusting on the bottom.
It's been a long quarantine.
That's just
man.
it's just garbage. That's just pure garbage on the bottom.
Have a good one.
See you guys.